9 other categories. I mean, he is doing it on both ends of the floor and in pretty much every statistical category for K-State this year.
And there's one thing that there's not a lot of statistics on, and that's the fact that he's playing the power forward players down low and not letting them hurt the Wildcats. Now, as the competition increases and you get to the Big 12 where there are more big physical players, it'll be interesting to see how he holds up. But so far, he's had great position down low.
Wright pops up high, hangs, and gets the roll. Akeem Wright having a nice night here with 8. Out of the corner, Cottrell with 8 in about the last 4 minutes off the bench just to keep Fullerton hanging around in this first half.
You never know who it's going to be with Fullerton. They're all willing to bomb. He hadn't made a three-pointer all year, and now we're seeing him carry the basketball team here for a couple minutes.
Offensive foul, and the crowd didn't like that call as Bobby Brown steps in defensively. Timeout here in Bramlage. K-State in control by 7. 7 as we look at some of this team defense.
Ben, what Fullerton loves to do is get penetration, but the Wildcats are able to get defense up there and not allow them to get the easy look. K-State guarding the basket first, getting the double team, forcing them to shoot the three-point shot. Then a great rebound. There's that left-handed rebound by Lance Harris. But stopping penetration is such a big part of the Kansas State defense. No matter who they're playing, you got to help defense, but especially when you got a guard like Bobby Brown, who loves to take it to the hole.
How about that note? Wildcats holding every opponent so far under 59 points. Fullerton right at about that pace here tonight with 26 on the board, just over 3 minutes left here in the first half. Jim Woolridge, his 300th career win as a head coach. Last Saturday, joining Bob Knight, Eddie Sutton, Kelvin Sampson, and Rick Barnes, the active Big 12 coaches, to achieve that feat. Stewart, Wright, Diarra, Hoskins, and Curtis Allen out of the timeout for Kansas State. Misses turnover number 7 now on the Titans.
K-State has control of this basketball game, like you mentioned, Ben, but you've got to be careful because these guys can explode at any moment. You cannot take for granted that things are under control.
On the floor is Wright, and this tie-up will keep it with K-State. We talked about rebounding being important with Fullerton coming in with a rebound margin of plus 19. So far, K-State with the slide edge there, 15-13.
That's amazing the way they've hit the offensive boards this season to get that kind of advantage, but K-State has done a nice job of blocking out and only allowing them one shot.
4 second chance points through the first 17 and a half minutes for Fullerton. 8 to shoot here. Wright swings it over to Clint Stewart. Allen will now have to take a deep three, draws front rim, rebound off to Brown, who's been a horse in there. 5 rebounds for Jamal Brown. Here comes Bobby Brown on the run before the shot. Foul on K-State.
There's a difference. They let him get too deep where you're going to get that foul because you get an angle in there. Stopping him near the free throw line is what they did on that replay earlier, and that's what they need to do to continue to slow down Bobby Brown.
Second foul on Clint Stewart. He'll take his seat. He'll be replaced by Mario Tabron. Also back Cartier Martin and Lance Harris. Out of control on the drive, but a foul here on the floor. That's team foul number 6 on the Wildcats.
Foul is called number 3, Lance Harris. His second.
This is on Harris, his second.
Something Kansas State has not had to deal with early in the season is foul trouble, to see what they would do and change their lineup. So far, they've had very few fouls. Teams have rarely gotten into a one-on-one situation against them.
Stops from 17, follows his shot, will try it again and hits this time. Brown's in double figures with 10 for Fullerton, and they're within 5.
Well, Mario Tabron was behind Bobby Brown the whole time. Could have shot the three-pointer, was a little bit behind him. The jumper, the rebound, not a good defensive stand.
Martin got a three, and that's big because Fullerton had cut a 12-point lead down to 5.
That's what's been most impressive about his play this year, Ben, is when he's made his baskets.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, you love having 20 points a game, but so often when they're in a slump and they need something, momentum's about ready to change, he's the guy that stepped up. They had no momentum against New Mexico, down by 16. K-State was stagnant in the offense, and who stepped up and made some shots? Cartier Martin. That was a big one right there.
Martin 4 of 6 tonight. That was his first try from beyond the arc.
Fullerton back playing man-to-man now.
Harris on the pull-up. Diarra fights and scores.
That's what you want out of Drummond Diarra. He's the biggest man on the court right now. To get a couple of offensive putbacks, along with the defense he plays, would really help the Wildcats.
5 unanswered for the Cats as Cottrell drives. Burns up high to Bobby Brown. He'll run a little clock here. With 16 now on the shot clock. To shoot. Robinson off to Brown. Great defense by Harris. And now Fullerton runs down the missed shot, and it's flipped out of bounds. And they'll say it hit the underside of the backboard, and Fullerton will keep it here. 9/10 difference between the game clock and the shot clock. Actually, they'll turn the shot clock off. Not sure why they did that, because there was a 9/10 second differential, but Fullerton can hold for the final shot down by 10. And you can bet they'll put it into the hands of Bobby Brown and let him create. He leads Fullerton with 10. Guarded out there closely by Mario Tabron. K-State with 16 fouls. As Brown looks for a pick. Now lost his dribble. Skips it across off the foot of Harris. 3 to shoot. Nowhere to go. Here's Brown leaning in from 35 off the back of the rim. And the Wildcats get the last 5 of the half and push the lead back into double figures. K-State, their best first 20 minutes of the year, shooting 51% and holding this high-scoring Cal State Fullerton team to just 28 points in the first half.